our comments have exploded through the roof. So there you go.
That's right. There you go, Lancaster. It is Monday, June 22nd, 2 o'clock. That means you could have set your clock to it. Lancaster Connects is on air. We've got another great guest with us, Benton Webber from Manheim Township Historical Society. We're going to get to talking with Benton here in a couple minutes. But, man, it feels like summer's officially begun. I think it actually has, right? Because isn't it like June 21st is the official day of summer?
I think so.
Right.
Summer solstice, is that what they call it?
I think so.
4:24 a.m.
All right. I did not stay awake for that moment.
Yeah, there we go.
But
so it has
definitely
I'm right. It's officially
passed.
begun. Thank you.
Saturday was a very long day.
Thank you for the assist. I love it. I love it. Well, and it was Father's Day yesterday. I hope you had a wonderful day. If you celebrated Father's Day, you might have some dad jokes left over today. We already had a couple pre-show.
Exhausted a few earlier on.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we'll try to get a couple more in for you, just so you can pass them along for all of your own dad humor enjoyment. I am Jeff Janakovo. This is Ben McClure, co-owners of Gardeners Mattress and More, right here in Lancaster, behind Park City Mall, broadcasting from the Gardeners Mattress and More Lancaster Connects podcast studios today. My mattress buying tip for you, we're going to just jump right in. How's that sound?
You're on a heater right now. Go for it. Don't
throwing heat. Don't
derail
ask,
yourself.
Don't ask for
right
permission. Yeah. So my mattress buying tip isn't so much about the tip. It's about the expectation of your new mattress and that break-in period. So if you think about the mattress that you've been sleeping on, maybe you've had it for 5 years, 15 years or longer, you're going to develop a lot of muscle memory. Think about a new pair of shoes. If you have a favorite pair of shoes, maybe it's Adidas or Nike, we'll start a little comment battle right there, right? Because there's always something to pick a side about in today's society, it seems, which isn't necessarily the right way to go about life. But let's just say you have a favorite pair of shoes in your favorite Adidas sneakers, and you go back to that same style every time. Well, it's likely your toes might feel a little different. Your feet might feel a little different than a new pair of shoes until you get a few steps in them. A new mattress is the same way. Your body has built up a lot of muscle memory. And so it does take time to adjust, takes time to break in, and you ought to be prepared for that. Now, we always tell our guests and customers here about that, to honestly expect to be a little sore or stiff with that new mattress at first. It will go away as your body adjusts. And it's just something to expect to drive it home. If you think about a hotel bed, going on vacation, you might have some of that soreness or stiffness in that new bed, especially if you love your bed at home. And it's just that mattress and your body integrating with one another, just getting used to one another. It's one of those things that exists. You might have the perfect mattress at home. It just might not feel like it on night 1, but by night 7, night 14, night 30, you'll get there. And we just ask that you give it some time. And we are always here to help our customers work through that and work through that break-in period. But that's my tip, just something to be prepared for when you do invest in a new mattress. You have to learn how to drive a new car, especially all these new ones with the lane assist things that will take control of the wheel, and the seatbelt alarm that buzzes at you nonstop.
Sometimes you can turn that off, but sometimes not.
We're not advocating for seatbeltless driving here. Right,
No,
Ben?
No.
All right.
Gosh, no.
Well, Ben, why don't you, I think that's it for the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
I think it's time to welcome our guests.
Yeah. So, Benton Webber, welcome to Lancaster Connects. This is going to be a great show because you know Lancaster County history, like I think inside and out. You're probably one of the most knowledgeable people about Lancaster County and its history.
I blab about it a lot. Yeah.
Has anybody challenged the crown?
Oh.
Game of Thrones came on TV last night again, so we watched that. And so,
who else would you say is a rival?
Well, I don't know. This is what I'm asking.
All right. Well, I would say Adam Zern is a rival and a very close friend.
We're trying to get Adam on the show, so maybe you can.
We need to have that battle.
Adam,
right?
You need to get on this show. He just came out with a new book.
That would be so okay.
Yeah, he
History
wants
battle.
to sell those books.
The Crown of Lancaster.
So Adam Zern, Uncharted Lancaster, I believe, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Adam, if you're listening,
It's summertime. You're not teaching school.
You're next.
Yeah.
So you also represent the Manheim Township Historical Society.
As its president. Yep.
As president. But first, before we jump into some of Lancaster County history and the stories behind Manheim Township, you have a responsibility that we have queued you up for.
Oh, boy.
So when you're ready,
spin that wheel.
as it's
That was
spinning
good.
here.
like
That was fantastic. This is the wheel of discounts and other gifts and prizes for our listeners and watchers of Lancaster Connect. So
Good
free
value.
delivery. Hey, that's a high value item on the wheel. Normally, delivery and removal of an old mattress within Lancaster County is $149. Any listener or watcher that mentions the Lancaster Connect special of the week will get free delivery with their mattress investment.
And you told me that I could have a 1.5 multiplier on that.
Yeah.
So what's
1.5 of free is
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
still free.
You're going to take
gotcha.
take it 50% past my house and then bring it back?
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll make you run around
Go
after
around.
the truck around the
Yeah.
around the block for your new mattress. Hey, it's this house.
Yeah.
Not yet. We got to go to the half block.
I could tell as Chris, our producer, Chris from Cast Ahead Productions, often tells us this show is going to be no fun, right?
No fun at all.
No fun at all.
Okay, we'll keep it that way.
Well,
Stuff
right.
suit.
Definitely keep it that way.
All right. Well, again, thank you for
Sure.
playing along, Benton, and spinning that wheel. It's a great discount for our listeners and watchers. All right. So let's jump into the Manheim Township Historical Society. So for those who might not be familiar with it, what can you tell us about the organization's mission and what inspired you to become involved?
It started about 15 years ago when the Manheim Township Board of Commissioners was looking to improve and expand Overlook Park. It was essentially the golf course, the swimming pool, the roller rink, and then they wanted to expand it into areas.
Don't forget the baseball fields. There's baseball fields there. I have a playoff game there tonight at Overlook Park.
And would it be in the old part or the new part?
Oh, I don't know. It's
See?
over near the.
Tried to be smart.
I don't know. It's near the new pickleball.
It's in the new.
courts.
It's new pickleball.
Yeah.
The dog park. That's all in
So
the new
that's
part.
all new.
So
Okay.
as they
Didn't know
were
that.
trying to expand it, they saw that there was the Stoner farm there, Stoner family, which had started their initial house in the 1750s.
Wow.
So a long time ago. And the house had grown. It was larger and larger brick, stone, and then there was a big barn there as well. Well, they decided to convert the barn to a restaurant and an event venue.
Great place.
It really
for a
is.
meal.
Stoner
Yeah.
Commons, Stoner Grill.
Yep.
Yeah.
We've been
And
there.
David Pellin does a wonderful job there. So the house itself, though, was looking kind of shabby, frankly. It was boarded up and paint was peeling off of it and stuff. So yeah, there's a picture right there. Thank you, Christopher. And they were going to tear it down. So a group of very zealous people stepped up and said, please don't do that. Please give us a chance to restore it, preserve it, turn it into a museum. And ultimately, that's what they were able to do.
That's awesome.
I didn't have a single thing to do with it. Okay. I came up later on the scene, and, some of the board members were kind of tired and they were ready for a change in leadership. And here comes, Ben Webber along, and I've got a lot of ideas and P&V, and they said, here, why don't you become president? So it's like, okay. So since then, we've been trying to structure the organization like a sustainable nonprofit organization to try and set up some of the activities and the resources inside the museum to function more like a regular museum. And then to do programming and outreach and collaboration in ways that they hadn't before. So, and that's just been so exciting. So we've got Landis Valley Farm Museum right there in Manheim Township. We've got this wonderful historical society for the county, Lancaster History. We've got Historic Preservation Trust. You guys met with Danielle just last week, right?
Yep.
All these great organizations. What can Manheim Township be doing more of, better to collaborate? And then there's wonderful people right in Manheim Township that are doing incredible things for historic preservation, like the Art Reist Farm there on Eden Road. There's this huge mural on the side of the barn. Have you seen this? So it's right where Eden Road crosses Route 222.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Okay.
There's a big tobacco shed.
Near Lancaster Bible College.
Yeah,
Kinda
right.
Right down the road.
And those buildings, those barn buildings, are chock full of all these old artifacts that people never I've heard of, and when the Rice family throw the doors open, it's wonderful to be able to see all this. I think in July they're doing a blacksmithing demonstration. So there's these pockets of really high value historical interest in Manheim Township, but the Historical Society was just focused on the Stoner House. So my interest has been to reach out beyond the Stoner House and to integrate ourselves with the people in to integrate history with the people in our community in various ways. And we were talking a little bit ago about the Magical History Tour, because a lot of people don't recognize the historical landmarks that are right around them, the buildings, the resources, the landscapes, and to know how important these were. I've been moving more towards the urban sprawl that you see that's very common in a lot of suburban areas around the country. So that takes away the specialness of Manheim Township. So the Magical History Tour was a way to get people to see these places directly without having to read through, lots of old documents and, remember years and stuff like that. And we had a sold out crowd.
Plus, I would imagine it's a fun way to get the younger generation involved.
Yeah.
The parents bring their kids out, something to do. You're on a bus, checking things out.
Oh, it's a trolley.
A trolley. I'm sorry, trolley.
So a trolley bus.
Trolley bus. That's partially.
It does have a gasoline motor, but all the seats were more or less outside. Yeah. So thank goodness we had a very nice day for it.
Yeah. So, very cool. I like what you said. So there are a couple lessons Benton shared with you. If you have a lot of good ideas and you're in a volunteer organization, you may just be voluntold to be president of it someday. But that's actually, in jest, I say that, but that's actually a good thing, because you touched on something else about the Historical Society and your thoughts and goals of moving beyond just this one focus on the Stoner House to a broader spectrum of things.
I love that.
you have like no energy at all, no style at all.
I'm sorry. I'll try to do better.
But I just want to drive home, this show here, we really try to make deposits into our community each week. And what you just said about setting the Historical Society up, what I took is for the future, to last. Yeah. To not just be, we're all coming together for this project, for this fundraiser, for this moment. Instead, you're coming together, helping to lead it as its president to last beyond your presidency.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think, to me, that's the best outcome of being a volunteer, when you can do things that last beyond your time. So thank you for that.
Sure.
I think that's, we all do our own volunteerism for our own reasons, and all that's great. And even if it is just for this kid's sports season or this thing, this fundraiser, that's good. I'm not saying don't. And I'm saying, if you have a passion for it, take into account your actions of what you said, setting it up for the future.
Right.
Because that's how these things last and perpetuate. And, a lot of people, great people like Benton, have done that in other aspects. And that's what makes Lancaster the great place that it is. I really believe
it sure
that.
is. Yeah. Thanks.
Where did your love of history, your passion for history, your passion for Manheim Township, where did that come from? Take us back.
8 years ago, I couldn't care at all about local history.
Really?
Yeah. I'm a smart aleck. Okay.
Okay.
This is an underlying fact you need to know.
All right.
I'm a civil engineer.
Okay.
I'm employed by Lancaster Township. That's different from Lancaster County. That's different from Lancaster City. It's Lancaster Township. Okay. And I was attending this intermunicipal planning meeting. You guys know where Bridgeport is?
Yeah.
It's, East King Street. You cross over the Conestoga, and there's this really jacked up intersection.
Oh, yeah.
And
I got my first speeding ticket out that way.
First? There have been others?
It was my first. Oh, yeah, there were others.
Okay. All right.
Let me just say.
Smart aleck, all right? Foundational thing of this conversation.
I'll answer it this way. The last argument for my speeding ticket before the magistrate ended with, son, I think you know this code and how this system works a little too intimately. So I think you're going to stick with the points you were given.
That's pretty good.
So Bridgeport,
Yes.
pretty bad intersection, pretty historic intersection as well. But at the time, 8 years ago, I was participating simply as the township engineer from Lancaster Township. And we're going to meetings with West and East Lampeter Township, with Lancaster County Planning Department, with PennDOT and blah, blah, blah consultants. And we had meetings and meetings and meetings. And then finally, once we have our game plan put together, we have this public open house. Okay, great. We're getting near the end. I can't wait for this to be over. And we're at the open house and I'm standing there waiting. Nobody's coming in, and see these big things on the screen says Bridgeport intersection, blah, blah, blah. And I'm asking Cindy McCormick, the city engineer. I say, Cindy, do you have any idea why this place is called Bridgeport? She said, no. Why don't you ask? Somebody's been around a little while. Joellen from East Lampeter. Joellen, where does the name Bridgeport come? I don't know. Why don't you ask Ralph Hutchison? He's a township manager, been around for a little while. And so I go over, hey, Ralph, do you have any idea where the name Bridgeport comes from? He said, I'm not sure. But there used to be a steamship paddle wheel boat that went up and down the Conestoga River from East King Street down to Rocky Springs. I said, what do you mean? The Conestoga is like 6 inches deep,
right?
In spots. How could that possibly be? He said, Ben, I don't know. Go to the Lancaster County Historical Society, ask them, figure it out, see what you can find out. Now, interestingly, somebody was walking around with a camera at that meeting, that open house, and took a picture of me talking to Cindy and Joellen, and Ralph is right in front of us. So I have this picture of that moment for me.
Great.
And so then I go to the Historical Society and I say, do you guys know anything about a steamship paddle wheel boat? They take this big folder out. Here you go. Read all about the Lady Gay steamship paddle wheel boat. How did the water get so deep? Here's this big file about the Conestoga navigation system when they dammed up the river.
Oh, like
9 places.
Like a lock system?
They had a lock system. 9 dams and locks built between the city of Lancaster and the Susquehanna River. This just blew up my world. And then I learned about Don Couts, a local photographer, and he's taking pictures of the Conestoga and doing some research. I say, hey, Don, you want to kind of collaborate what you've been learning and what I've been learning and, research together? We're best friends now. Don and I do all kinds of stuff. And he went off and wrote a book called The History of the Conestoga River, and we hook up with Uncharted Lancaster and with the Conservancy, with their Water Week thing that was going through COVID at the time. So they asked me to do an online lecture about the history of the Conestoga River. And then the Clean Water Partners, that's another really good organization. They have their own podcast, though. I don't know if they can come on for you. But so all these things were just really, really interesting, all about the Conestoga River. Yeah. Now, the problem, that is a classic image of a steamship paddle wheel boat on water. However, there's a problem with that. The number of smokestacks is not accurate. The configuration of the ship is not accurate. And those hills are definitely not accurate to where the Lady Gay was running, which was only between East King Street and Rocky Springs.
Okay.
There've been a lot of other theories, but no, it only existed between those 2 spots.
Somebody took a little creative license with their postcard.
They did.
There was that was like a generation 1 of AI hallucination and imagery creation.
Yeah, Don was telling me that they used to color photographs. Thank you. So that's at East King Street, the main loading dock. But somebody else came up and wrote in hand on that image somewhere else at Ingleside. And since the early 1900s, people have said, oh, well, this was at Ingleside, the dirty old tavern. So that location south of the city. And so forevermore, people have said, no, it definitely docked at the dirty old tavern.
I got a ticket that way, too.
Docking at the dirty old tavern? Okay. I'm not sure we want to know what docking means.
No, speeding ticket.
Okay, speeding ticket. All right.
My 81 Camaro.
So that's how it started, And then
And all this just 8 years ago.
just 8 years ago. I drank that Kool-Aid, and I
just
tell you,
like,
I'm thirsty for more.
Let me mainlining
Mainlining, right?
That's
Right.
awesome.
Yeah, yeah. So we have the county tricentennial coming up. I've been beating the drum about that. Hopefully that's some long range plans that can come together. Right now we've got America 250, and we're doing all kinds of stuff about that. Last year it was all about the Lafayette reenactment tour, where, you know, Marquis de Lafayette came back 50 years after the Revolutionary War, toured the country for 13 months and spent 3 days in Lancaster County. So we had this reenactor come in, and as part of this nationwide celebration, we had this reenactor traveling through Lancaster at the same places that Lafayette stopped and doing similar things to reenact. So
That's super cool.
yeah.
That's what happens when you get the bug for something.
Yeah.
Right.
Benton's
Right.
a great example of it.
Yeah. I always like, people ask for advice of some kind, and I always say, lean into it.
Yeah.
Whatever it is you're going to do, lean into it.
Yeah.
Don't just sit back and have somebody spoon feed you. So
You just took us back to the Revolutionary period. One of the things we wanted to talk to you about was the fact that Lancaster City was capital of the United States for a short period of time. Is that correct?
I have a feeling we're about to get learnt.
Yeah. There was a deep breath, right?
all right. So Lancaster was a borough at the time, not a city. 1818 is when Lancaster became a city.
That's -1.
Yeah.
For Benjamin.
And in 2018, I couldn't believe it. Lancaster City did nothing for their own bicentennial in 2018.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, all right, Lancaster Borough was where the Second Continental Congress agreed to meet as they were fleeing the city of Philadelphia. So General Howe and the British forces, they were kicking our ass, and they were making a major incursion into the city of Philadelphia. Alexander Hamilton, the famous guy, he wrote a memo to John Hancock, get out of Philadelphia now. And then he wrote a second one the same day. Did you get my first message? So he had learned that they weren't moving. He was just trying to get them out. Now they took a very circuitous route. Not all of them went the same way, but most of them went to evade the British. They went into Trenton, New Jersey, and then through Allentown, Reading, and then down through Ephrata, and then in Manheim Township, they came through the village of Oregon and the village of Landis Valley, because that's the way the road came from Reading.
Maybe they tromped through my property. I live right in that area.
Probably.
You live in Manheim Township?
Yeah, I'm right.
Why are you not a member of the Manheim Township Historical
I think I'm about to be.
I think you made a grave error in admitting that.
I was waiting for this education.
Okay. Make sure we're a legit organization.
Yes, that was
all right. Fair enough.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, so they came through and stopped in Lancaster Borough, and they planned to meet on September the 27th, 1777. So at this point, Lancaster had already been feeling the effects of the Revolutionary War for several years. The militiamen that had been sent out, all the ammunitions and the materials and stuff. We were the military market basket, for a lot of things. Yeah. Yeah. So that's a huge thing a lot of people don't know about, America 250 in Lancaster. We had already been a central location for prisoners of war. British and Hessian soldiers were, kept in barracks, secure barracks here. Do you know where you probably attend First United Methodist Church in Duke and
don't.
Okay, well, anyway, you know where it is on Duke and Walnut?
Yeah.
So that's where the barracks were. It was built in the French and Indian War, and they decided to use it again during the war against the War for Independence. So they come in and they try to get housed. They're planning on meeting in the courthouse. The courthouse at the time, little known fact, was in the middle of what we call Penn Square today.
Okay.
You know where Soldiers and Sailors Monument was? Yeah. There was a courthouse there. That's where the main courthouse for the county was. tons of cool stories about that building itself. But that's where they were going to meet. They all got together, just a few short hours of meeting, reading different letters, taking certain actions, authorizing things to be done to help supply the army. And then they gave a 1-star Google review and said, we got to get the hell out of here and get over to York, because there's not adequate room for us to stay here. And secondly, we're too easily trapped by the British Army. So they beat feet out, Columbia Avenue all the way to what we call Columbia, but then it was called Wright's Ferry, where the Wrightsville is on the other side. It was called Wright's Ferry on both sides. And they crossed over and traveled to York, and that's where they set up shop for a little while. So it wasn't a really big thing. It wasn't very consequential, but it was one of these little quirky things about history that people can,
grab onto.
Yeah, exactly.
Very
and there's
cool.
all kinds of things that are not true, legends that have been passed down, such as the Liberty Bell came with the Congress out of Philadelphia and was brought to Lancaster and buried on a farm in a pile of dung.
I hadn't heard that one.
I hadn't either.
Yeah, that is inaccurate.
Fascinating.
Okay.
Yeah, the Liberty Bell, in fact, went to Allentown and was stored in a church, but also not in a pile of dung. So that's good to know.
It's good that there wasn't any dung in the church.
Yes.
That wouldn't be a productive service of any kind.
And the bell couldn't be rung in the dung.
No.
Yeah, no, it would be pretty dull.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So where it gets crack from? I think I know this, but
I think that happened.
isn't that an error of casting? That's what I
guess so.
That's what I had thought.
Yeah.
That's the next podcast.
Yeah.
That's the next one. Yeah. Let's that was great. And how did you describe the journey from Philly to
circuitous? So they didn't take a direct route.
That's a 25-cent word.
A direct route from Philadelphia to Lancaster at the time would have been on what was called the King's Highway, what we refer to as Old Philadelphia Pike.
Yeah.
That's part of that nasty Bridgeport intersection.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you follow that route, the Old Philadelphia Pike, that's King's Highway, that goes through Lancaster County, goes through Chester County, makes its way to Philadelphia. So, and that actually came through the town of Lancaster and ended at what we call Maple Grove Mill today, right along the Little Conestoga Creek, Columbia Avenue. Yeah, so that old stone mill, that's where the end of the King's Highway ran to.
And that would have been an easy route to be spotted on.
Correct.
And that's why they...
Yeah. So that's why they took that very, very roundabout or circuitous route.
I like that word. I'm going to use that. Circuitous. Be using that.
One more time.
Circuitous.
It's locked in now. Okay.
It is. Yep. Yep. I'm going to tell my wife I'm going for a circuitous motorcycle trip.
I challenge you to incorporate that into your next mattress tip.
Challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted for.
All right, I'll be tuning in. You'll be getting an online comment from me.
What's so that's a fascinating fact or story about Lancaster City, Lancaster Borough.
Thank you.
What are some other interesting facts about Manheim Township that people might not know?
So Manheim Township was formed the same year that the county was formed.
Okay.
Lancaster County was formed out of the western parts of Chester County, 1729. And it was formed because there was a group of landowners in this area that couldn't get adequate coverage from the legal departments of government. So they couldn't get to court. They couldn't file their papers. It was a 3-day journey to get to where the courthouse was from this area. And they said that there were literally thieves and vagabonds that were roaming the countryside, and they couldn't get protection from them. Lancaster History Museum has a whole exhibit called Thieves and Vagabonds, all about our legal system. So they petitioned. Ultimately, in May of 1729, the deputy governor officially allowed for the western parts of Chester County to be formed into a new county called Lancaster. And it was 10 times the size that it is today.
Oh, wow.
So it was expansive. So lots of other counties and parts of counties have been formed out of
Out of what was Lancaster County.
Correct. Back in the day. So over time, it got annexed and carved away at. But at that same time, they chartered or commissioned a group of 12 men to set up where the townships were. So these would be smaller geographic areas for more local government, self-governance, to be able to supervise the roadways in the area, to hold elections. And that's why a lot of the township government elected officials are called supervisors, because they were supposed to supervise the roads. 16 of them were created that same year. Manheim Township was one of them. And what's really fascinating about that is that Manheim is the only Germanic name among all of the other township names. You've got Indian names, you've got Welsh names, English names, Scots-Irish names. So all of these other names, but the Mannheim, was intended to draw Germans, the plain folk who were coming in, the Amish, the Mennonite, to encourage them to come to that area and settle. So Scots-Irish were...
Who was encouraged to go to Lidditz?
I don't know.
Well, Lidditz...
Well, if you pronounce it like that one newscaster, the joke would have fixed itself, but I digress.
Lidditz?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Figured I would just do it for you.
Yeah, thank you.
If you put a bullet in a barrel, I'm going to pull that trigger, all right? Just... Yeah.
So the Germans went to Manheim.
Yeah. So weirdly enough, then why did Baron von Stiegel, create the borough of Manheim completely separate from Manheim Township? I have no idea.
I was going to ask you that, because that, I think, is very common, a very common maybe mistake people make from outside of the area. They think Manheim Township is Manheim and Manheim is Manheim. They're two completely different places.
And then you have Manheim Central School District
Right.
and Manheim Township School District. Manheim Township School District is called what?
Manheim
Township.
Oh, well, Township.
It's just called Township because we're the only school district.
Bro, minus 100 now.
Can I fill out negative score points for him? So,
+1.
Anyway, so it's really confusing, especially when visiting teams or visiting organizations are coming in, and then they show up and they're like, "What do you mean I got to drive another half hour to get over to Manheim Borough?" So that's a problem.
There's not really a story why they were just two completely separately made.
Correct. And there is West Manheim Township over in York County. Don't know why. But that's less confusing than Manheim Borough, which is just about 2 miles away.
Yep.
And they don't touch at all.
No, they don't.
Yeah. So
It's probably like some inside joke
Probably.
from Baron.
Like,
von
hey, we'll get these guys
Baron von Stiegel. We're going to
300
send,
years from now.
yeah, we're going to send these Germans here, and we'll welcome these ones here. But those other ones can go way out to York, and
you think it was a conspiracy?
it might have been.
Okay.
Could've been.
All right.
Could've
All
been.
right.
That's how these things start. They start right here on Lancaster Connects.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, did you have a question?
Well, there's a barn,
Oh yeah,
the Huber
we
barn.
talked about
In
that.
Neffsville. Yeah.
Yeah,
You guys talked with Danielle about that?
a little bit.
Yeah.
We're looking for a benefactor that might
Mhm.
be interested in that, who would have some land. And, she said you would maybe know of more of the historical significance of the barn.
So the barn and the family had been a part of Neffsville since the Civil War, right?
Wow.
So there's a date stone on the side of it from 1860. really used to have some gorgeous architectural features to it. So clearly it was not something that was a plain Jane Amish Mennonite, no decoration. They were trying to show off success with all the ornamentation they had. There used to be cupolas on top, those tiny little towers, very decorative. The louvers on the side of the barn, really, really decorate. And the outside had beautiful timber, and so it was very ornate, very fancy, but it just got neglected for a long time. I don't think I've ever seen it used as a barn.
Okay.
I've lived here for 60 plus years and have never seen it used as a barn. It's just been used for storage, because for a long time, what was right next to it and on the same land for a long time was the Lancashire Hall nursing community that's right behind it. And they had no purpose for a barn.
Sure. Right.
So it just sat there waiting for somebody to maybe use it. And there used to be the house associated with the barn that was closer to Littis Pike, but that got demolished a few years ago because it was just too close. Littis Pike has been expanding, and louder, more and more traffic. So this is an area that clearly is going to be of value for commercial purposes, a service establishment of some kind or office. So that's just inevitable. What we're trying to do, and very thankful to Manheim Township government and to the current property owner, is to give us some time to try and find somebody to dismantle, rebuild the Huber-Eby barn in a different location. We have a couple of other similar structures that have been disassembled, shipped off. One that we're still hoping will be rebuilt, and that's from the Belmont farm along Fruitville Pike. So there was a beautiful barn that was disassembled, and where the Star barn got moved to. So they're the ones who took it apart, labeled all the pieces, and have said that they're planning to rebuild it. So that's our hope for the Huber-Eby barn. And
go to a little barn sanctuary.
Yeah.
Let them roam free, just they can be.
Or
there's a picture of the
be reconstructed so things can come roam free within the barn.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
So that's the I was, as you're talking and explaining what's been going on, my next question would be, if you had your preference, or you could put it into the karmic universe, who's the person, and if you don't want to say a name, that's fine, but who is that ideal person or persons or property or place where it goes? Is it that Star Barn type place, already historical preservation type site?
Yeah, I think so, because they would have the wherewithal to restore it, rebuild it. There are other wedding venue places that seems to be a very popular thing, to have a wedding in a barn. But typically those are done with a barn that's already on site.
Sure.
And this one, you would have to go through the labor of disassembling, like I said, labeling so that you could put it back together. And then you would have to be renovating, the pieces that are salvageable, and then replacing those that aren't salvageable. Yeah. So it would be
a big project.
Really, really tricky thing. Yeah. I just don't see it happening on that location with someone being able to put the money into it and have it be a sustainable outcome.
Yeah, you're right. It's a tricky location. It's a busy road, and there's stuff all around it. And
yeah. So
not much use for a barn right there on that road anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we'll say it again for the second week in a row. If anybody checking this out or picking this up later knows of somebody that has a passion and a heart for saving history and making history a part of their property in the future, please reach out to us. All of Benton's information and the Manheim Township Historical Society's information is in these show notes for this episode. Call us directly, 717-299-6228. We'll make a connection, or you can go to mthistoricalsociety.com and reach out there. I think that would be so cool as if somebody.
Yeah, really would. Or Danielle, like
Yeah,
she's,
yeah.
with the Historic Preservation
Yeah.
Trust.
And it doesn't have to come through us. I just think it would be
Right.
neat for this moment to get out there in the interwebs and come across somebody's feed.
Yeah.
Other than what is coming across their feed presently.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. So yeah, that's the Hoover-Eby barn. What else do we need to cover?
I wanted to ask more about the magical history tour. You teased it at the beginning of the show, but and we know that it's a trolley, a gas-driven trolley. What is your goal with first of all, what is the magical history tour, and what is your goal with it, and how does somebody book a tour?
So we're trying to get people to be more engaged with local history, just fundamental across the board. How do we do that? Do we do it with connecting through youth? Do we do it with presentations where somebody's standing up there talking? Well, that's only gets you so far. You got to reach people across a wide variety of things. And one thing that really gets me going is to be able to drive through the community and see these landmarks. So I wanted other people to have that experience.
Yeah.
So there's a picture of us in front of Staley Silk Mill that just got renovated. What a wonderful project that was. And we drove through Grandview Heights. We drove past the Country Club. We drove through the village of Eden. Susan and Alan Anderson opened up their home. They live right along the Conestoga River. Opened up their home to allow us all to walk through for a little half-hour tour. They were just wonderful. And then we drove up into the village of Oregon, stopped by the Reflections restaurant that's now called Wayside Inn. And we drove on that road. So Christopher, that's a picture of Butter Road right along the Conestoga Creek. And the caption refers to Florence Stauffer posing with a house and carriage. The photographer is Harold Diffenderfer. Now get this, Harold Diffenderfer's great grandson was on the Magical History Tour.
Did you know that was going to happen?
I did.
Okay.
I did. David, remember we were talking about, I've made all these connections. David and I have become good friends.
That's awesome.
So he was so thrilled that we were taking this tour and showing these places to all these folks. So try to keep it minimal in terms of the year and all these names and stuff that kind of puts people off, but just engage people with the community, and to see it in a way that they typically wouldn't. So that was the idea. And then we're hoping to recoup some funds so that we could make it a fundraiser. So, you have your cost of the trolley was the main thing. We rented it for the whole day, Rivertown Trolley. They were awesome. And then I've never done this before, but I asked for sponsors, and we got half a dozen sponsors to then defray the cost of the trolley. There it is in front of the Reflections restaurant.
Yep.
It was a hot day, so I've got that fan going. And then once we got the trolley paid for, then we opened it up for ticketing, and it just went like wildfire. I mean, it just sold out so fast, and we had tons of people asking us, when are you going to do it again? I couldn't make it that day, or when I tried to go to the website, it wouldn't let me buy a ticket, So it was really, really successful event on a lot of fronts. It was a fundraiser, but it got these, 75 people out there and talking about local history, learning about local history. And they got to take this booklet home with them. And the booklet had nothing but pictures of old sections of the township, with the streets, street names, basically, so that people could talk to their friends and their neighbors about it. Oh, we went past here. And do you believe the Station House Tavern? It used to be this mansion. Here it is. Here's a picture that shows the Willowcroft Mansion, and it was just really cool. It just was so much fun.
That's awesome.
And we're hoping to do it again. Fingers crossed for October.
Very cool.
But
fall foliage.
That would be perfect.
Maybe. I prefer to leave that one alone.
How
You're
much?
welcome.
how much did it cost to ride?
$50 a person.
And how long was it? A few hours?
2 hours.
2
Yeah.
hours.
So it was basically 45 minutes, and then we reached the Andersons' house. Everybody got to get off, stretch their legs, half-hour tour of the Andersons' home and property, back on the bus, and off we went.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it was great. I had so much fun.
And if somebody wanted to do it, what should they pay attention to?
They should become a member of the Manheim Township Historical Society, because they get the save the date and the website link first.
Wow.
All right.
So how does somebody do that?
Well,
they go to the MT Historical Society.
MThistoricalsociety.com. Yeah, our website right there. Get involved, become a member, get started. So that's how you get to be receiving our newsletters and our emails, and that'll be our first announcement, would be to our membership.
Very good.
Before we throw it out to the public as to when our next one is going to be.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're a member.
I think I have. Hey, Chris, click that get started button there.
There you go. Yeah,
just start.
He's doing it.
Do you have his credit card?
He probably does. Of course he does.
He probably does, because
can this be a business expense?
There's softwares and things we have to pay to broadcast this. So
there you go.
Probably,
is it highest paying member? Is that what you're checking?
Yeah. New level of sponsorship.
That's right.
$1 million. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Great.
Funny thing about Manheim Township. Now, this is modern day. I think this has stopped, but the dividing line for Manheim Township and Lancaster City is literally like probably from as the crow flies off your back shoulder here, maybe 20 feet, 30 feet.
It's right back there somewhere.
And we would get tax bills. Who was the opposite was requesting it of who we would
I don't remember which way
I forget which way it went, but I think it stopped because after a few years of being here, it's like, no, we're not.
We're Lancaster City.
We're Lancaster City.
Here.
And I forget which way it went, but yeah, we had to inform the other party. No, we pay tax over here, not over there.
If you look broadly at the line between Manheim Township and the city of Lancaster, it's like a dog chewed on it.
Yeah.
I mean, not only is it erratic, it's also got these little hanging chads of Manheim Township that didn't get annexed. Super complicated story involved in that. But the short of it is 1729 was before the borough of Lancaster existed. It was before the town of Lancaster existed. It was just Lancaster Township, my employer, and Manheim Township. And it was a straight line boundary between the upper side of Peter Baumgartner's property along the Little Conestoga Creek and the Old Doctor's Ford on the Big Conestoga Creek. Now, you guys know where both of those locations are, right?
No. No idea.
Hardly anybody does.
Right.
I'm still looking for the Old Doctor's Ford on the Big Conestoga River. It is that bizarre.
Wow.
But over time, different maps were created, different interpretations were arrived at, and legal actions were taken to, set those up. But then in the early 1900s, the city of Lancaster at that time was just feeling a strangle by its 2 mile by 2 mile square boundary. So it said, we need to raise taxes. We need to grow, and we can't grow with this 2 mile by 2 mile area. Mayor Kendig Bear at the time wrote a super secret confidential letter to his friend up at Penn State University. Don't tell anybody. He'd be really angry.
Turn the recording off.
But he was asking, what can we do to merge Manheim Township and Lancaster Township and Lancaster City all into one? How would that work? And please don't tell anybody, is what he said. Well, that was clearly not going to work. Lancaster Township and Manheim Township were not ready to just cede their authority to the city of Lancaster. So they started pursuing these annexations, which were parcel by parcel, takings by Lancaster City. And at the time, the only geographic criteria you had to abide by was that the new area would be contiguous with the existing area of the annexing municipality. So if you annex like this, and you annex like this, you leave this little piece. And that's why we have all these hanging chads.
Wow.
But then the property lines are what generated the locations of the new municipal boundaries, as stupid as they might have been. Some of them followed roads. Some of them followed roads that didn't exist anymore. Some of them followed old field cultivation lines or
Sure.
fence lines.
Yeah.
But it's still a mess today.
Wow.
Yeah. So little peek inside municipal engineering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting. See, I find stuff like that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Like I figured when you said 1729, I'm like, well, that goes back to when Lancaster County began.
That's right.
Which,
Before Lancaster County began,
right.
there were fur traders moving through the area, right? Because they were trading fur with the indigenous peoples.
Dodging the vagabonds.
Perhaps they were vagabonds too.
Oh, one and the same.
Yeah, could be. Maybe more thief than vagabond.
Okay.
Anyway, so there was this one particular guy called Peter Bezillon, and he was a very famous fur trader, and he had a path that he would follow that ultimately became known as Peter's Road. And if you go in Salisbury Township area through some of the Earl townships, you'll see a Peter's Road that still exists. And it then continued on through West Earl and some of the other municipalities, crossed the Conestoga River. And as it crossed the Conestoga River, it became the northerly boundary of Manheim Township.
Mm.
So Peter's Road
Yeah.
continued on, and that's been shown on a variety of maps. But if you compare those maps, decade to decade, none of them are the same. So, that boundary is like half a mile wide based on what map it is that you're going. And there was no annexation between Warwick Township and Manheim Township. So you guys have had Corey Brookhoven from Lidditz on your show?
Lidditz, that was a show that you missed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Last year, Lidditz Historical Society.
Yeah,
he was on, like a year and a half ago.
Right. So Corey and I are going to have going to do a presentation about old Peter's Road.
That's
and all the weirdness that goes with that. We may or may not do an arm wrestling competition.
We could do that here. We could host that here.
You're gonna the winner gets to re-annex a parcel of land. Is that what it is?
It could be, but there
That'd be
was no
fantastic.
annexation. So it's the city that did all this annexation stuff,
yeah.
and then the laws changed in the 1970s. Making it much more difficult. So you had to get electorate approval. You had to put it on the ballot and everybody had to say, yes, we should do that.
Yeah.
So then that made things a lot harder. So things stopped. Lancaster Township and the city have a lot of similar things. Also Millersville Borough, they annexed a lot of property from Lancaster Township. So we have 8 discontiguous areas. I don't think you can use discontiguous in a mattress choosing marketing thing.
I don't know.
But circuitous and discontiguous.
Ben, you don't know, sir, you don't know the brilliance of my wordsmithing, the possibilities that can happen here.
All right. I will trust it to your perspicacity.
You lost me.
Good. You were asking me to throw down. Perspicacity is the other one.
Yeah, I've never heard of that one before.
I didn't. Yeah, Perspicacity. Christopher, can you look that up? Perspicacity.
Perspicacity. We are nearing the end of our time here.
What?
I chose a battle with.
We're just getting started.
I know. Well, I see the need to have you on more often.
Ooh, perspicacity. There it is. Thank you. The ability to notice, understand, and access things quickly and
applied to mattresses. Come on.
Yeah. You can come in and show off your perspicacity.
I mean, I have perspicacity.
You do, and that's what you'll be
at that
using
definition.
to use
You didn't even know it.
discontiguous with circuitous.
Yeah. All of it.
All of it.
See, what's funny about this whole 25-cent English vocabulary discussion is we moved a lot when I was a kid. So we, 1 unit would be starting, and the next school it was finishing. And so I treat commas kind of like I season like pork when I smoke it. I just throw them in a little bit here and there,
Hoping one will stick.
and thank God for Grammarly today. Like when you're talking about maps and the edits, and Peters Road on this one could be a half mile off the next one. Like, you don't have edit history like you do in Google Docs.
Right.
You didn't have, we don't have that. You didn't have that.
Yeah.
Even going back 50, 60 years ago, when you were creating something that like Rand McNally road atlases, like how did they do that? Versus, the generation one of the first Rand McNally atlas versus two, like how did you really verify it? You didn't have the history that we have with technology today. So like all this stuff just blows my mind.
It really does.
And
yeah, mine
for me,
too.
I'm going to try to use those 3 words, but perspicacity, I have perspicacity.
Yes, you do.
I'm a whole new man today. Thank you, Benton Webber.
Are you a new man?
Out that door with all the perspicacity.
Benjamin, are you a new man today?
Not
You're a new
like
member of the.
me.
You're a new member of the Manheim Township Historical Society.
That's true.
I just got a word in my back pocket. Ben has a sponsorship less.
I have a few less dollars. Thank you, Benton. This has been
fun.
A lot of fun. Yeah. So Magical History Tour. You can learn more about that at mthistoricalsociety.com,
where you can sign up to be a member
and
get the newsletter.
Get advance notice.
Anything else you'd like to talk about that we didn't talk about, that we didn't touch on?
The America 250 stuff. There's tons of other stories about that. We're doing lots of great events at Historic Rockford on that first week in July. They're doing a musical presentation of 1776. They're doing a showing of National Treasure, in an outdoor setting, 2-day living history thing. They have this remarkable speaker series that's been going on this whole year. Just wonderful, wonderful stuff. And on July the 2nd at 3:00 in the afternoon at Historic Rockford, there's going to be a quiz bowl.
Oh,
about trivia of Revolutionary Lancaster.
Are you competing in such a thing?
I'm not competing.
Okay.
I'm running it.
You're adjudicating it.
I'm not just adjudicating. I've developed the questions and what the true and right answers thereof are.
All right. So there's voices.
He holds the crowd.
Oh, come on. How many different voices have I used today?
A few.
I've also come up with the Hand of Historic Rockford. Remember General Hand?
I don't.
Oh, so General Hand.
That's another show.
So the Hand of Historic Rockford.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that was his home. General Hand was he owned Historic Rockford. He was a general in Washington's Revolutionary Army. So very instrumental guy.
To learn more about the America 250 event going on at Historic Rockford, where does somebody get that?
I'd say you get most of the information from their Facebook page, which is very, very active. Yeah. And then they also have a website. Yeah. Thank you.
Just on that note, I personally think I'm in the history books, I'm a relatively freshly minted American citizen, September of 2019 for myself. I'm very much looking forward to celebrating 250 years of America this year. I would just say to everybody listening, watching, make a plan. Like go to the Historic Rockford's Facebook page, see if that's for you, for your family. Check out your local fireworks displays, local parks. Ask your neighbors, ask your friends, like what they're doing, and really make a plan and just take it in. Take in the celebrations. I think we as a society need a little bit of fun, need a little bit of levity, a little bit of enjoyment. If you can come compete for the Revolutionary War trivia battle that Benton is going to run, I think I did that justice enough.
You did.
Please do that.
Afterwards, we'll be having shots heard around the world.
I love it. Love it. That just got me to come, I think. Just got me to be there. But yeah, I mean, just make a plan to enjoy it. Don't let July 5th come around and you're looking across your Facebook feed and you're like, oh, I missed out on that. I missed out on this. And a lot of folks are starting before, and they got something the weekend before, they got something the weekend after. So don't think you got to pile it all in and wear yourself out on the 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
Yeah. This Saturday, Ephrata Cloister is doing a reenactment of their role as a Revolutionary War hospital. So that's open to the public. Come up on that. There's stuff after July the 4th that's going on. Yeah. On July the 8th, they are reading the Declaration of Independence in the square, Penn Square, because that's where it was read 3 days after it was approved. That's when the news reached Lancaster. And so to commemorate that, 3 days later.
Yeah.
So I think there was a party in Philly on the 5th, and then it took them 2 days to get it out here.
Yeah. Very cool. Well, make a plan for your 250th year of America and the celebrations thereof.
Yep.
And take in as much as you can. I'm not asking you to do 3 weeks, but certainly I think give it more than 3 minutes of your time, or 30 minutes of just a fireworks show. Take something in that's maybe out of your comfort zone that might be fun for the family and fun for yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've gotten to know you pretty good. We've got a little connection cocktail moment, and then we'll wrap it up. So I'll start. Music or a podcast for you if you're on a long drive? And what are you listeing to? Or
for a long drive, I typically will go to The Highway on Sirius XM.
Oh yeah, I know that channel well.
Yep. And then I've gotten into some of the road trip mixtapes that they have.
Yep.
So I'm not much of a podcast listener while I'm driving.
One heck of a participant, though.
Well, appreciate it.
Yeah,
appreciate it. I think one of the other questions was if we asked your friends to characterize you, and I sent a text message of my friends, and I was like, "Oh, if this question comes up, what do you guys think?" I didn't get any responses yet, so I'll just say what my wife would probably say. He's a lot.
That's good.
So I love that. Local business you love supporting.
Central Market.
Yeah.
I mean,
yep.
Wow. The history that's dripping off of those walls, the stories behind it. For me, the memories of going there with my mom.
Okay.
You know, and I still have her market basket, this
oh, that's nice.
Woven market basket. And I was doing this little story for the newspaper about the market baskets. And I went to the most senior market stand holder, Earl Groff. He sells vegetables. And I said, "What can you tell me about these baskets?" "Oh, yeah. We remember when people used to have those all the time." And then he was saying, "Now, do you know these shelves we have in front of the stands where people put their coffee cup?" He said, "Did you know those used to be slanted away from the stand?" I said, "No, I didn't." "Well, go over to this stand and you'll see it. It's still slanted." I said, "Well, why was they slanted?" "Well, because the market baskets were tapered. Sort of like this at an angle on both sides. So you'd put it between your torso and the stand, and then you could, have both hands free to be able to pay or grab your vegetables or meats or whatever. And then it's, all that kind of history, those cool stories, those remembrances for me when I took my little kids there. And now I'm taking my granddaughter there last year. And I took her up to one of those big circular fans, and hopefully this will work with the microphone. But the blades are spinning, and I said, "Hello, Faye, this is your Gramps," and then she started yelling to her mom. So all these fun memories that you have at market. And they're keeping it up, they're restoring it. They're replacing some of the old doors that are there. I didn't know until just last year that I think it's on one given day at the end of the market hours, they open up this large refrigerator to vegetables that would otherwise spoil, and they just give it to whomever's there. So people that are in need, or people that are just trying to, not let food go to waste. And that's marvelous. It's just incredible. So I love Central Market, plus the architecture.
Yeah.
It's just,
It's really cool.
oh my gosh, wow.
Yeah.
So,
Well, that's another thing, to if you want to take up my challenge to have more of just a day of America 250, Central Market's got a lot of history, and you'll be downtown and you might come across something or see a flyer or a poster for an America 250 event. But last one for you, what makes America so great being 250 years this year as a nation?
I would say our ideals. Granted, we're never going to get there, but our ideals and our continuing to struggle to, strive for those ideals. It's ugly, it's dirty, it's messy. We've been divisive and fighting with each other about those ideals from even before the Declaration of Independence.
Yep.
The loyalty oaths that people had to take here in Lancaster, otherwise they would be harmed or their property would be stolen if you didn't pledge to the cause of independence. I mean, can you imagine that today with you must pledge loyalty to this particular party or this particular cause, or otherwise we're going to burn your house down.
Right.
Holy Hannah.
Yeah.
So we're moving away from that, but that divisiveness is still a part of us. So I think it's really important for us as a community, as a state, as a nation to try to work to understand each other better. We're pushed by our phones to be divisive towards each other, to slap somebody else down as soon as we can in this sort of anonymous, disconnected way. If we can change that somehow, and I hope that we can reach for those ideals.
Yeah.
So that's what I think is what makes America so great.
Yep.
The economics, that's going to fluctuate. Our resources, that's going to be available or not available. What's the impact on our environment? How do we treat our people? That's all going to fluctuate depending on who's in power and what we're willing to do. So I think the greatest thing about us is those ideals, even though they're really difficult to attain, even though we stumble and fall and like I say, get messy about it.
Yep. Love that answer. Yep. That's why we're doing, we'll start talking about it next week on our social media. We've got a free pocket constitution.
Oh yeah.
And a free little flag for your desk, or like a little potted plant maybe on your kitchen windowsill. So that we'll just announce it here and we'll start talking about it later this week. But yeah, just stop on in and we'll give you a free little pocket constitution and has those ideals in that you're talking about.
Excellent.
Just our gift to you for stopping in if you're so connected to that. And I would only ask that you could take what Benton just said and put the phone down, put the divisiveness down, and just talk to your neighbor, talk to your friend.
Yeah.
Talk to your family member. And we got a lot more in common than we don't. So
that's true.
Yep. This has been great, man. Thank you.
Absolutely. My pleasure.
Thank you so much for stopping in. And we're going to let you go. We got a little bit of business to wrap up. We are in overtime, so I'm going to go fast.
Go for it.
My sleep better tip. This one's really simple and repeated, but it begs repeating because I see it often. And it's the simplest thing you can do. And that's commit to a consistent go to bed time and a consistent wake up time, and whatever that is, whatever you need. There's other tips within that, time you sleep. I'll save that for another day, but just commit to that schedule of going to bed at the same time, waking up at the same time. The hours in between do matter, but those times are important. Even on the weekends, even if you're out July 4th, taking a lot of fireworks and maybe some ale, as the people back in the day would have drank, or wine or bourbon or other spirits, try to go to bed at the same time as best you can and get up at the same time. Even if you're a little tipsy still, get up and push through it, have some coffee. That consistency will pay off tremendously for you. That tip and many others are in our book, Sleep Better. It's our gift to you. You go to gardenersmattressandmore.com/sleep-better and we'll send you out a copy for free, a gift from us.
Very good. Testimonial time for Gardener's Mattress and More. I got the Google machine pulled up here. Did you know that we're over 650 five-star Google reviews?
Yes, sir.
It's pretty good.
It's good.
Pretty good. We had one this past week come in from a customer of ours named Andrew. Andrew, says, we had a great shopping experience. The mattress buying process can be quite overwhelming. The expert guidance provided at Gardener's Mattress simplified the process. We were pleasantly surprised and found the perfect mattress, and highly recommend. Short, sweet, to the point, but it's exactly what we do here. We take the clutter out of the mattress buying process and ensure that you're happy, waking up happy every morning. So
that's right.
Thank you, Andrew.
Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Benton. Again, thanks so much for stopping by.
Sounds great. It's a lot of fun.
A lot of fun. You make history fun. And I mean, seriously, Manheim Township's kind of right central in the county, important in the county, where a lot of things, you come into Manheim Township, into the mall is Manheim Township. There's a lot that happens in the township. So you're driving by this history and you might wonder, what about this?
Yeah.
Go to mthistoricalsociety.com. You'll probably learn a little bit. And if you want more and you want that advance notice of when the magical history tour starts, please do consider being a member. I don't think you necessarily have to live in Manheim Township to be a member.
No, you don't.
Right. Your money is good even if you live in Central.
Your money is just as good as Ben's.
I know, right? See, he's very good. Very good. See, when he's up for his presidency again,
Christopher,
make sure
I know you're in there, Christopher. Christopher.
All right. Well, we'll see you all next week, right here, same time, same bat channel on LancasterConnects.com or wherever you watch us on social media or on your TV. We're on all your streaming stations. We'll see you next Monday at 2:00. Take care.
Comments of this flow through the roof. So there you go.